love is my scapegoat. And sorry, but that is the only thing that I know.
Hey guys, welcome back to the All About Sheenique podcast, where we talk about trauma, personal life stuff, ups and downs of life, and being a mom over here. So yeah, my hair's a mess today because I washed it and didn't comb it out properly. And we're just dealing with this today. I really should have messy hair. My podcast should really be called Messy Hair Podcast. But we're just we're doing this right now. So it's late again. My son was up, but I sent him to his bed because he wasn't listening. So we have to get up in the morning. I gotta pick up my iPad. I'm so excited that I bought myself an iPad. And I'm now gonna be twinning with my boyfriend, which I always like to rub in his face that I had it first, even though he had it first. But and I got Jamie on a tablet so he can kind of do his own thing, games and stuff. But I'm gonna set like a control where he has to do math and other things before he can play his games. And we're gonna try that. So I'm excited because we gotta get up. But and I got some other things that I gotta do. But so as you can see by title, this is gonna be a very, very interesting topic. Yes, I am pregnant for the third time for a third guy. Yeah, what the hell? So I'm sorry, not sorry. I don't really give a fuck. I think it just kind of happened, and I wasn't expecting to get pregnant because I was told by doctors because I have cysts in my ovaries, which I found out when I had Javion the first time, because I was bleeding a lot of blood clots, and I was constantly bleeding, and I didn't know why. I was feeling so dizzy and having so much pain, and they said, we did an ultrasound. And I said, it's mainly from me having the baby, but we did see some small cyst. And I think that, we're not worried about it now because it's tiny, but it could grow, and we're just not hoping for that. And so I wasn't really expecting to get pregnant again, to be honest. And same thing with my boyfriend, like he wasn't expecting to get me pregnant, or, it kind of just happened. It was a shock, and we didn't know what we wanted to do. Like, we knew at the time where it was like, if we're getting pregnant, we're not having a baby. But things change, and I'm the type of person where I love to get, readings done on myself, which I have a reader for. And, she told me that, this baby was brought to you to help stabilize your life a bit more, and to kind of bring peace. And, it's your choice if you don't want to keep the baby, but it's a higher direction for you, and it was guided by God and spirit and whatnot. And so I had to really sit on that, because I was like, I know all of my pregnancies were very guided by God. Like, I know my first one was I had to get out of my family's place because of the trauma I was experiencing there. My second child, he kind of helped me to, same thing, like get out of a sticky situation where I was in an apartment and I was facing eviction because I was in an abusive vast relationship years down back, and it helped me to get out of the situation. He helped me. This one definitely helped me a lot, I guess, because I just realized to charge forward with my life and make decisions very quickly. And when it comes to my kids, I don't waste time. I try to make sure that they have everything that they need. And so I think we grow up in a world where this generation where it's like, oh my God, like, not this generation, but the generation where I grew up in when I was younger, where the key was to have a white picket fence husband, everything like that. And I wasn't you have to have one guy and like have a kid with that one guy, and it was looked upon as bad if you don't. So we're in a generation now where girls are just popping out kids. There's girls popping out kids to get money. There's girls popping out kids um because they're trying to keep their baby fathers. There's girls popping out kids because they're falabatis. I mean, honestly, there's everyone has a motive as to why they get pregnant. Some people just get pregnant because it's actually unexpected and it's not planned. But personally, like I feel like anytime you do have sex with a condom, that should be one of your biggest things in your mind, because it does happen. Some people are lucky and it doesn't, but it does happen. It's most likely will happen unless you have issues. So yeah, I'm not judging anybody um who has kids and whatever the reason they have kids for, as long as you mind your business and focus on yourself. But if you're standing here judging other people on, you know what I mean, I don't have time. So I just kind of try to leave people alone, and I don't think getting pregnant should be a trend. I don't think it should be something that should be glorified, especially if you're not in a place to have a kid right now. I think a lot of people should be responsible. I think that I was not in a place to have another kid, but for some reason it just happened, and it's not like I was planning it. But I've accomplished a lot of things in my life, and I'm 28 years old, so I think it's not that bad for me. Just that's my own observation and examination of my own life, where I just kept the baby, and it wasn't to keep my boyfriend, because honestly I really could care less. I could leave any relationship that is not serving me anymore if that was the case. Trust me, I have no problem leaving. I will cut very quickly. So I think it's a different experience because my boyfriend's here and we're involved, and he has bought more things for the baby than I have gotten to do. But we decided on what I'm gonna buy and what he's gonna buy. But he's been buying things already, and I haven't bought one thing for my child, for the new child. Not one thing, because he doesn't let me. He doesn't want to let me. He's like, you need to relax. You don't need to be moving up and down. Because I was having contractions earlier because I was really stressed. There's a lot of things going on, so my contractions were popping. Which usually happens in my pregnancy. I was actually supposed to get a pill where I was supposed to go full term, but because I don't want to take that pill, I just think it's, if my babies are not meant to go full term all the way, like I'm talking about, if they're meant to go up to 36, 37 weeks, the fuck? Why am I forcing something that my body's just meant to do early? Like, I'm trying to, like, I've gotten this far where I'm 5 months, and I haven't had any early labor stuff, which is good. My baby is due November. I'm excited. And yeah, only a few months left, and I'm really, really amped. I can't wait for this baby to be here. And we haven't decided on names. Me and my boyfriend are just like, I'm probably gonna let my boyfriend name him because he's been coming up with some really cool names. And yeah, and I'm doing a gender reveal cake only because I like to just put little cute things in celebration of this pregnancy, because I haven't really done much to celebrate the fact that I'm pregnant, and I always usually do that every year. So I got a cake, and I'm only gonna be doing it with my family, with my kids, with my boyfriend. Um, our friend is going to be out of town, so I won't be able to um celebrate with him, but we'll be taking pictures. But he honestly doesn't care for the gender. He really just cares if the kid has 10 toes, 10 fingers, whatever the hell, the kid's healthy. That's all he cares about. He doesn't give a fuck about it. So it's not honestly a bad thing for me. Um, but yeah, and I am planning to do another 4D ultrasound before I move, where I want to see all the futures, because I did one already, and he already has my nose and my boyfriend's lips. So yeah, it's very exciting. What else? Yeah, I think honestly, if you guys have babies out there and you have multiple baby fathers, my best thing to you is when you're having multiple baby fathers, you need to deal with them accordingly and not waste time. Because when you waste time, it just gets drama. And I'm the type of person, I don't like the drama. I don't like the drama with baby fathers. And I just handle my shit accordingly. If you're not going to be there for your kid, it's court. Simple as that. If you're not going to support me with your kid, it's court. Simple as that. I don't have to talk to you. I don't need to see you. It's court. Now, if we're trying to be a dad and be in your child's life, we're going to sort time out and do what we need to do. Other than that, I don't care for the baby father problems and I don't deal with it. I don't have time to go back and forth. It's either court or you're going to shut the fuck up. Period. Point blank. So, yeah, and me and my boyfriend have a good rapport. We worked out our things of how we're going to deal with it, even if we were not going to be together. We learned how to deal with it. And honestly, my biggest thing is that this big image on girls who have kids and are not with the baby father and they just constantly want to take them to court. That is not the case. Maybe for some of the girls, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, I personally do not care to make a guy's life miserable. It's not even about that for me. It's about I'm doing this on my own and I did not get pregnant on my own. So if you're not going to help me, I'm going to do what I need to do and use the resources that are in Toronto that are available to me to help make my life easier. And if you do try to make it hard, the court always has a way to make it easier. Whether that takes long, short, whatever the cases may be. Do what you guys need to do to take care of your kids, because that is the first thing that should be in your mind when it comes to any type of child support, when it comes to co-parenting or nothing like that. It's what's best for your child, and it's not about what you guys are going through. And that's hard because, girls have emotions. We all have emotions. And it sometimes will get in the way. But, yeah, that's, life. And you have to learn to deal with it. But, yeah, I think that I don't care about the statistic or the little image about having a third child with a third father. Because with a different baby father. It is what it is. And maybe my life is just meant to be like that right now. And, it's looking pretty good for me. So I think that I am doing pretty well and I'm proud of myself because I've gotten so far. And I also think it's about just, you shouldn't be judged based on how many kids you have with how many different fathers. I think that nobody should judge anybody, but I also feel like, we get judged regardless being a mom, and I feel like the focus should be on, she has 3 different baby fathers and a third child and 3 kids, but what type of mother is she? That should be something that should be looked at more than having 3 different baby fathers, because honestly, it really reads different if you are a mom of 3 kids with 3 different baby fathers and you're a shitty ass mom. You don't do shit for your kids. You just collect the money and you treat your kids bad and you're always in some new shit. That right there speaks volume. But if you're a mom like me and other moms out there, you don't have to be perfect. But if you are those moms where you really do the most for your kid. You make sure your kid eats, you have every clothes on their back, everything that they need first before you put yourself first, then why should I be judged for having another kid for a third father? Or a second one? I'm doing what I need to do, no? So therefore, your opinion and nothing you have to say to me can even bother me because I know what I do and I do for mine. So yeah. So I think that every woman should keep that in mind, or anybody else who has something to say about this topic should keep that in mind, because that's the only thing that's important. I've seen girls who use their kids' money to go and shop and they don't care about their kids and they fucking neglect them. I don't know. That's just their life. That's what they choose to do. That's not my problem. But pay attention to those girls more before you want to pay attention to the people that are actually doing things for their kids. I'm not saying that, money that comes is not just for the kid. It should be for you too, because you do take care of the kid. You have bills to pay. You have groceries to buy. There's a lot of things that do read into it, and I think that people are so too much, yeah, that's for the child. The child is under my fucking roof. I need a roof over my kid's head, clothes need to be on my kid's back, and groceries need to be bought. Therefore, that I'm also eating out of. So whether I use my money on myself or on my kids or it's both, if I'm still taking care of them, why does it matter? Now it's different when you're buying you're buying groceries, or you're not buying stuff for your kids. You're just buying shit for yourself, and your kids don't have new clothes, and you're always in some new clothes. That's a little different. But I just think that the judgments should be to a minimum, or should not be any type of number. They should be zero. So yeah, I kind of just really wanted to bring that topic because it's a big thing, and it's something that I went through in my life that I had to, talk about. And even before I stopped talking to my mom again, she was like, "Don't get pregnant again, don't get pregnant." But it's like, I'm grown. You can't tell me what to do. If I want to get pregnant again, I'm gonna get pregnant. If God wants me to get pregnant again, it's gonna happen. So regardless, I don't care. And I remember I told my brother, I'm for sure he told my mom, and he had something to say about my life and whatnot, and that's his opinion. That's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna listen to somebody who wasn't fully supportive of me in the first place. And yeah, I could talk to him here and there. We don't talk, but at the end of the day, I'm grown enough to know and make my own decisions, and what may look bad to you may actually be good for me. So yeah, but yeah, that's enough on that topic. Obviously, I just think that being a mom is really hard, and I don't think popping out kids should be for fun either, because it is stressful, and it will take a toll on you. And my kid is 6 years old, and has ADHD, and is very opinionated and very hyper, and has a lot to say, and he really does not listen. He's very stubborn. And I have another one who's very like clingy to mommy. He wants to feel safe. He's more about stability. He doesn't do things unless he knows that he's okay. So I'm dealing with two different personalities here. And so yeah, and I think also when it comes to parenting or just being a mom, and there's a lot of opinions where people feel like they need to parent your child for you. No, you don't talk to my child. There's certain things I will agree with. Like, let's say if for example, if I don't see that the fact that our kid dropped a chip bag or something on the ground, and you see it, and you just tell him that he should pick it up, but you tell him in a very nice, calm way, I have no problem with that. But therefore, don't make it a habit, because you're not his mother. You don't need to be telling me how to parent my child, how to discipline my child, nothing. Unless I ask you for advice, keep your mouth shut and don't talk to me, and don't talk to my child. Period. Leave it alone, because I'm not doing that to you, because I honestly don't care. How you want to parent your child is how you want to parent your child, and that's about it. So yeah, I just don't business about that. So yeah, it's a toll. I think the world of mothers is a whole different ballgame than just having regular drama. It's very nasty out here, and I think that people do very malicious things, and they don't care, but they expect you to care about them, and that's a no. It's not happening. No, it's not. So always put yourself first, put yourself kids first before anybody and anybody else's kids, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with that on your own. When you go to sleep at night, they're not there. So whatever you really gotta do, you gotta do it, because at the end of the day, you're the only people that have you and your kids. Only you. So what are you gonna do about it? You're gonna do something about it, and make sure that they're safe and they're good and everything is proper for them. So yeah, I just think it's very hard, and that's really much I have to say on this topic, because that's basically my life and what I'm going through, and like the challenges of being a mom. Like I said, I don't think popping out kids should be a game, because it's not. You're tired half of the fucking time. You think when I come home that I don't want to sleep, but no, I have to make dinner. I have to make sure my kid's eating. I have to make sure that The other one is entertain. Having him play outside. He gets what he needs to do to run around. I have to make sure that he's good and he's safe and he understands the rules of outside and my house and what you do, how you treat your brother. It's exhausting because you're teaching somebody from scratch how to be smart and how to be a good person in their own way, because all kids have their own personalities and you're gonna have to deal with them. So it's like, do not pop out kids and then you're just sitting there collecting cash, or you're just sitting there not doing nothing with your life. Your kid should be a motivation to make your life 10 times better. Whether that's finishing high school, college, work, doing whatever you need to do. It doesn't matter if you didn't finish high school, but if you're sitting there and you're not doing nothing and you're having kids, but you're not getting an education, don't be upset that when later on your kid gets older and your kid disrespects you for not finishing school, because it will happen. Because that's the only reason why I finished school and I went out of my way to do healing and get therapy for things, because I wanted to make sure that my kids had no trauma as a child. The only trauma they should get is falling off a damn bike. Other than that, what I had to go through should not be what my kids have to go through, and it should not even be put upon them at all. So I made sure that, yeah, I ride out. That was my biggest goal as being a mother to my kids, and it will forever be there. And my biggest thing for myself as a mom is to not be like my mom. I want to shelter my kids because I want my kids to grow and go and experience life, and I can't protect them all the time when it comes to growing up. They have to learn. But when it comes to other things, like people coming for them, lying on them, making false accusations on them, or just, feeling like they need to say certain things to them when they don't need to, or, getting bullied, that is when I step in. Because that is my job as a mother. But when it comes to something like, they have to grow up, they have to go through things, they have to do things, they have to learn. That's part of growing up. And my biggest thing was making sure that my kids were not sheltered, because it's a lot to deal with and it's not easy. And to break out of the shelterness is really hard. It's really hard because you feel like you can't think for yourself. And I want my kids to be able to think for themselves and make their own decisions, which my 6-year-old is at right now. Like, he can make his decisions, but he just tends, because he likes all the attention, sometimes he'll act like a baby because he wants all the attention. I get it. Everything has to be about him, but not anymore. But one thing I will always, always admire about my son is that, yes, he may be a little selfish, which what 6-year-old isn't, but he is very overprotective over his brother and me. He does not play. Like, I'll say an example. So my boyfriend was over the other day, and he literally was making a joke. Like, he was like, I'm gonna steal your mommy's bed, I'm gonna steal your bed, Javion, because I love sleep. She's just like, and you and your mom are gonna have to sleep on the couch, because he's like, where's me and my mom gonna sleep? I'm like, you're gonna sleep with me on the couch, Javion. And then he came over to me. Joey came over to me, and he always does this thing where when he's in protective mode. So he'll cuddle me like this with his arm, and he'll like sit on me. And I tried to say something to my boyfriend. I think I said something about like, yeah, see, you got him mad now, whatever. And I'm like, oh, sorry, to my boyfriend, like just playing a joke. And Javion was like, don't talk to him. He's trying to make you sleep on the couch. The hell? And I was like, and me and my boyfriend just started dying, because Javion is like that. My son is like that. If he sees something and he I don't know how, he just knows it's not right, he's straight on me. Yeah, don't talk to him. He's making you sleep on the couch. The hell? He knows. And I admire that so much about my son, because he's very protective. He is like in a way, it's like he is the brother that I should have had growing up. But he really does think he runs me, and that he needs to make decisions and be a fighter for me. No, you don't, little boy. Sit down and behave yourself. So, yeah, it's funny to watch him grow up and be this like little character. But yeah, he protects his brother too. He's very loving to his brother now, and my brother and his little brother loves him. And yeah, I think that it's I love the bond that they have as brothers and growing up. And he's always very helpful. If Jelani's crying, he'll pick him up, give him hugs and kisses. He'll play with him to make him smile. He'll do little silly things. And so yeah, like I just think that their bond is great. And they're gonna have little disagreements because Jiron does not like anyone touching his toys, and Jelani loves his toys. So they're gonna have their little disagreements, and that's normal. But yeah, like I'm happy to be in this position. I'm happy to have my boys. I'm happy to have a third boy, even though he's gonna be a Scorpio. Oof. But yeah, I'm happy, and I'm very grateful to even bear kids, because it's there's a lot of moms out there, people who want to be moms who cannot have kids. I'm so grateful. But yeah, I'm gonna end that on here, and thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Honestly, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot. For people who are out here listening, even if you didn't listen to the whole thing, thank you so much for even tuning in and clicking on it. Appreciate you. So tune in for the next episode. That will be next Monday, and yeah, I'm excited to talk about a few topics with you guys. But yeah, have a good week. Bye.